Okay, so next question from RTP is from the chapter process costing. Okay, so this is question number 9 of RTP. So first, let's read the requirement. So the requirement is presuming that average method of inventory is used. So the company is using weighted average method for inventory valuation. So this problem should be solved under weighted average method. Prepare the following. First one, statement showing equivalent production, statement showing cost of each element, statement showing apportionment of cost, and prepare process cost account for process 1. So process cost account needs to be prepared. Okay, so first let's prepare the chart. Let's read the question. Following information is available regarding process 1 for manufacturing company for the month of February. Production record, units in process as on 1st February, 8,000. All materials are used and 1/4 complete for labor and overhead. New units introduced, 32,000. Units completed, 28,000. Units in process as on 28th February, 12,000. So opening WAP and closing WAP is given, how many units are introduced and how many units are completed. These are all given. And cost records, WAP as on 1st February, which means opening WAP. The cost of opening WAP is given, material, labor and overhead, and cost incurred during the month is also given. So we'll have to prepare process account. So this is very basic question, easy question. Only thing, the company is using weighted average method for inventory valuation. So first let's prepare the chart. So working note. So opening WAP is equal to 8,000 units. Next, new units introduced. New units introduced, 32,000. So total it is 40,000. How many units are completed? 28,000. So units completed, 28,000 units completed. And closing WAP is 12,000. Okay. The completion percentage is given. Units completed means anyway it is 100% complete, right? With respect to material, labor and overhead, it is 100% complete. And closing WAP completion percentage is given. It is material 100% and labor and overhead 1/3 complete, means 1/3, 33.33% complete. So material, labor, overhead, material 100%, labor 33.33%, overhead also 33.33%, right? So actually the completion percentage of opening WAP is given. It is given that materials 100% used and labor and overhead are 1/4 complete, which means 25% complete. But since the company is following weighted average method, the company does not want to know which units are coming from previous period, which units are which units are from the new units introduced. The company does not want to distinguish between the two. Why? Because the company is using weighted average method and the company is going to compute average cost of inventory. So that is the reason why we are not going to divide our units completed into two, right? When we studied if the method was FIFO, then what we do, we'll have to identify which units are coming from previous period. Alle FIFO ആണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് അറിയണം ഏത് യൂണിറ്റ്സ് ആണ് കഴിഞ്ഞ ഓപ്പണിംഗ് സ്റ്റോക്കിൽ നിന്ന് വരുന്നത്. സപ്പോസ് ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ FIFO ആയിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ, okay, this is not part of the answer. I am just showing this for your conceptual clarity. If this question was solved under FIFO method, then what I will do, I will divide my units completed into two. Okay, this step, before doing this, I will divide my units completed into two. What I'll bifurcate the units. I need to know which units are coming from opening WAP. So I will call it, say I'll name them finished goods 1 and finished goods 2, and finished goods 1 are the units coming from opening WAP, and finished goods 2 are the units coming from new units. Okay, അപ്പോൾ ഓപ്പണിംഗ് WAP എന്ന് വരുന്ന യൂണിറ്റ്സ് എത്രയുണ്ട്? ഓപ്പണിംഗ് WAP എന്ന് 8000 യൂണിറ്റ്സ് ആണ്. സോ 8000 യൂണിറ്റ്സ്. സോ ബാലൻസ്, ഓക്കെ, നമുക്ക് എത്ര യൂണിറ്റ്സ് ആണ്? വി ഹാവ് കംപ്ലീറ്റഡ് 28,000 യൂണിറ്റ്സ്. ഫിഫോ ആണെങ്കിൽ ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് 8,000 യൂണിറ്റ്സ് വിൽ ബി ഫ്രം ഓപ്പണിംഗ് WAP. സോ ഞാൻ അതിനിങ്ങനെ എഴുതി. ആൻഡ് ദ നെക്സ്റ്റ് 20,000 യൂണിറ്റ്സ്, അല്ലെ, ബാലൻസ് 20,000 യൂണിറ്റ്സ് വിൽ ബി ഫ്രം ദി ഫ്രഷ് ഇൻപുട്ട്, ഫ്രഷ് യൂണിറ്റ്സ് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ്ഡ് ഇൻ ദ കറണ്ട് പീരീഡ്. ഈ പീരീഡിൽ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തതായിരിക്കും. ഇങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്തെടുക്കും. എന്തിനാണ് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? സോ ദാറ്റ് ഫോർ ദിസ് 8,000 യൂണിറ്റ്സ് മൈ കംപ്ലീഷൻ പെർസെൻറ്റേജ് വിൽ ബി 0, 75, 75. Why? Because I know that these 8,000 units are already partially completed in the previous period. അല്ലെ, കഴിഞ്ഞ പീരീഡിൽ തന്നെ material, labor, overhead, all material was introduced in the previous period, which means during this period we don't have to introduce any additional material. So that is why material we took it as 0%. Labor and overhead, it is given that these 8,000 units are already 25% complete with respect to labor and overhead, which means during the current period we don't have to introduce, we have to introduce only the balance, we have to do only the balance 75% of the work in respect of labor and overhead, right? 25% already നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? ഇക്വാലന്റ് പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ ആയിട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞ മാസം എടുത്തു. ഓക്കെ, we considered 25% of this 8,000 units. Okay, this 8,000 units, these 8,000 units are 25% complete in the previous period. അപ്പോൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷം നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? ഈ 8,000 യൂണിറ്റ്സിന് 25% ഇക്വാലന്റ് പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ ആയിട്ട് എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഇനി ഈ പീരീഡിൽ എത്ര എടുത്താൽ മതി? only balance 75% needs to be considered as equivalent production in the current period. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യും. ഓക്കെ, this 20,000 units, it is coming from fresh input, അല്ലേ? these units are not coming from previous period. ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞ പീരീഡിൽ നിന്ന് വരുന്നതല്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഇവര് പുതിയതായിട്ട് വരുന്നതാണ്. പുതിയ യൂണിറ്റ്സിൽ നിന്ന് ഉണ്ടാക്കി വന്ന കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ആയി വന്ന ആൾക്കാരാണ്. സോ ഇവരുടെ കംപ്ലീഷൻ പെർസെൻറ്റേജ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? എവറിത്തിങ് ഷുഡ് ബി കംപ്ലീറ്റ്, എവറിത്തിങ് ഷുഡ് ബി കൺസിഡേർഡ് ആസ് 100%, ബിക്കോസ് these units are not coming from previous period. Clear അല്ലേ? So this is how we do it if the question was to solve under FIFO method. But since it is weighted average method, I don't have to differentiate between the units coming from opening WAP and units coming from current period. Why? Because I am going to compute average cost. ഇതിൽ ഏത് യൂണിറ്റ്സ് ആണ് കഴിഞ്ഞ പീരീഡിൽ നിന്ന് വരുന്നത് എനിക്ക് അറിയേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. ഞാൻ കമ്പ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യണം പോകുന്നത് എന്ത് കോസ്റ്റ് ആണ്? ആവറേജ് കോസ്റ്റ്. So next we are going to prepare equivalent production. So statement showing equivalent production. So input, particulars, output, material, labor, overhead, percentage, quantity, percentage, quantity, percentage, quantity. So input, opening WAP 8,000. New input is 32,000. Then my FG, completed units, 28,000. And closing WAP is 12,000. See, from here itself I know that there is no abnormal loss or abnormal gain. There is nothing abnormal. There is no normal loss also. Okay, even there is no normal loss. Why? Because when we add the totals, it matches 40,000 input and 40,000 output. So there is no loss and there is no gain. And completion percentage for the finished goods, it is 100%. So 28,000 28,000, 28,000, and for closing WAP it is 100%, 33.33%, 33.33%. So it is 12,000, 4,000 and 4,000. So my equivalent production is 40,000 with respect to material, 32,000 labor and 32,000 overheads. So this is my equivalent production. Next step, I am going to compute cost per unit. So answer 2. So we already completed the answer number 1, statement showing equivalent production. This was answer number 1. Next, answer 2, cost per unit. Okay, weighted average method. So my formula is total cost divided by equivalent production is equal to cost per unit. In case of material, what is the total cost? See, I am going to compute average cost, right? Average cost. So in average cost method, my total material cost means material cost incurred for opening WAP plus material cost incurred during the current period. ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ പീരീഡിൽ എത്ര മെറ്റീരിയൽ കോസ്റ്റ് ഇൻകർ ചെയ്തു അതും എടുക്കണം. കഴിഞ്ഞ പീരീഡിൽ നിന്ന് കുറച്ച് യൂണിറ്റ്സ് വരുന്നില്ലേ അല്ലെ, സം ഓഫ് ദ യൂണിറ്റ്സ് ആർ കമ്മിങ് ഫ്രം പ്രീവിയസ് പീരീഡ്. ദ മെറ്റീരിയൽ കോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് സച്ച് യൂണിറ്റ്സ് should also be included. So adding those two, 1,20,000 plus 5,12,000, it will be 6,32,000. So 632,000 divided by what is my equivalent production? So with respect to material, my equivalent production is 40,000 units. Sorry. So it is 40,000 units. So 6,32,000 divided by 40,000 units is equal to 15.8. Okay. Next, labor 20,000 plus 3 lakh. So 3,20,000 divided by 32,000. 10. And overhead also 3,20,000 divided by 32,000. 10. So my total cost per unit is 35.80. Clear alleda total cost per unit? Okay. So answer 3. What is the question number 3? So question 3 is to prepare statement showing apportionment of cost. So my answer 3, statement showing apportionment of cost. Basically what I am going to do, I am going to value my output. എന്തൊക്കെ വാല്യൂ ചെയ്യണം? In this case I have finished goods and closing WAP, so I am going to value them. So first I am going to value finished goods. Finished goods. How many units are there? Finished goods. So finished goods, 28,000 units are there. 28,000 is the finished units, and it is 100% complete in all aspects. Material, labor, overhead, everything 100% complete. So it is easy to value the finished goods. I have 28,000 units into rupees 35.80. It is 10,02,400. Then I am going to value closing WAP. But closing WAP I cannot value it in this manner. Why? Because the completion percentage is different, right? For closing WAP, completion percentage is 12,000 for material, 4,000 and 4,000 for labor and overheads. So since the completion percentage is different, I'll have to value closing WAP in another manner. How I am going to value? So closing WAP, I need to write my equivalent production into cost per unit is equal to total. So this is the way I am going to value equivalent production, material 12,000, labor 4,000, overhead 4,000. So these are the equivalent production values, and the cost per unit, material cost is 15.80, labor and overhead cost is 10. So 15.80, labor 10, overhead 10. So the total will be 12,000 into 15.8, 1,89,600, 40,000, 40,000. 2,69,600. So this is the value of closing WAP. Clear allada? Closing WAP value മനസ്സിലായോ? എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇങ്ങനെ വാല്യൂ ചെയ്തത്? ബിക്കോസ് ക്ലോസിംഗ് WAPയിൽ ഇക്വാലന്റ് പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻസ് ഡിഫറൻ്റ് ആണ് അല്ലെ, ആ പേഴ്സൻറ്റേജ് ഡിഫറൻ്റ് ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് ഒരുമിച്ച് ഒറ്റയടിക്ക് വാല്യൂ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. ഐ വിൽ ഹാവ് ടു value each element separately. Material, labor and overhead will have to be valued separately. Okay, ശരി. സോ ഇത് കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചു. നെക്സ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ എന്താ ചെയ്യാൻ പോണത്? ആൻസർ നമ്പർ 4 is to, sorry, question number 4 is to prepare process account. So answer for process account. Okay, answer for process account. So question the name of the we have to prepare process 1 account. അപ്പോൾ അതേപോലെ തന്നെ എഴുതാം കേട്ടോ. So process 1 account, particulars, units, amount, particulars, units, amount. Okay, to opening WAP. To opening WAP, how much is the value of opening WAP? The cost is 1,60,000. And how many units? 8,000 units. Clear? 2 material, 2 labor, 2 overhead. 5,12,000, 3 lakh, 3 lakh. Material units are there, alle, material units, new units introduced 32,000. And on credit side I have by finished stock control account. alle, it is not given that units from process 1 are to be transferred to process 2. അങ്ങനെ തന്നിട്ടില്ല. So I am going to write it as by finished stock account and by closing WAP. എത്ര യൂണിറ്റ്സ് ആയിരുന്നു? 28,000, 12,000. നമുക്ക് വാല്യൂസ് അറിയാം. ആ വാല്യൂസ് വെറുതെ എടുത്ത് എഴുതിയാൽ ടാലി ആവും. ഓക്കെ, 10 lakh 2,400 and 269,600. ഇത് എഴുതിയാൽ ടാലി ആവും. ഓക്കെ അല്ലേ? $12,72,000 total. Okay, shit.